Hello viewers, we're in Enshrouded today. I tried making this video a few days back, but apparently it's just too much for YouTube to be able to handle. I guess their systems aren't quite as powerful as mine is. Oh well, that's a little sad, but such it is, it is. So Enshrouded is a third-person action game, and the objective here is to set up in a reasonably nice base. This game's been out for quite a while. It's in early access. I've cut out the initial cutscene. And I'm going to try to make this a comparatively short video. The point being, I want to see whether or not I can make enough progress on it to get you into a decent house, because there's a lot of building in this game, but to build an actual house can be a decent amount of work, and it's a little easier to just take one over. So that's going to be the goal here. We step out into the world. Oh, awesome, it's raining. It does a decent job as a tutorial. We got lore, stuff like that. And it wants me to go down into the valley there and to build a shrine, a flame shrine, down where that marker is. And as you can see, there's a bunch of other stuff around there. And we are going to do that, but only because this area has a lot of resources that I'd like to come back for later. But the main shrine that we're going to be using is going to be at a whole nother location. And I'm going to try to quickly move to that location. Start off by picking up a torch. And we're going to work our way outside. Oh, I guess I need to be over on the other side, because there is some loot. Pick up some explosives. Select the explosives and blow out the wall. And grab the... And I'm going to take that and I'm going to make sure that I'm not selecting the explosives again. Guess how I figured that out. And luckily this guy's got fists of steel. Well, not so much steel, but you don't take health damage for this. More lore. You guys can freeze that and read it if you want. Okay, then we move around. Move along. That looks like a place we could go. More loot, another torch. And I got a mushroom. Now, in Enshrouded, you're sort of one of the chosen few that's been in this hibernation chamber for the last who knows how long. And your goal is to save the world, which has been taken over by the Shroud is this sort of a gas rising up out of the ground and destroying the world. It's down below there. You only have a limited amount of time that you can survive in the Shroud. 5 minutes at the beginning of the game. And if you're still in there and you run out of time, then you die. Now I've locked onto this guy. And I'm going to take his sword. Combat is fairly simple. And I think it's this way I gotta go. I get turned around and lost half the time. Then you find these return beacons that will respawn you should you happen to be dead. I'm collecting up stuff like plant fibers, twigs, things like that. It will help me in my journey. Having been here before, I know there's a wolf cave back here. And the wolves aren't particularly friendly. So I'm going to kill them, and I'm going to take whatever meat they got. The purple berries, which are on tab number 8, are a health regeneration. So I pop one of those, my health bar in the upper left corner starts to go back up. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to lock onto them and dodge out of the way so that I'm not taking damage from them. And I got a skill point out of that. We'll use some more of the purple berries to recover my health. Still collecting up plant fibers, some twigs. More wolves. If you attack something from behind, you get a bonus for damage, a backstab bonus. Most of your enemies aren't able to defend their backs all that well. Okay, and we got some stones. And we're going to need stones. Now, there is some loot in the cave here, but it's not all that significant. Some wood. Some stone. And maybe some metal scraps. Alright, so now I can make lockpicks because I have metal scraps. As you find certain things, new recipes become unlocked. And we have a little mini shroud here. Okay, so I'll take the purple berries again. These big puffer ball type things are for, they drain your shroud time. So I'm going to switch to my torch, and then I'm going to drop my torch. I'm going to switch back to my weapon, and that way I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I lost a fair amount of health on that. Got some loot. Got some loot. And there's a chest in there. So some time here. That sucks up some of my shroud time. And I got a rusty sword. Now I'm down to 3 minutes. I'm going to take another purple berry. I'm getting out with my torch. And this is where it wants me to put my first altar. So for that we go into the crafting menu. And we craft one, and then we craft a second one. The reason for crafting the second one will become apparent at some point. So we're going to plant one here. Don't know why it took me so many tries to get that thing to go, but it did. Switch back to the other action bar. Collect up some fur. Wants me to commune with the flame. Okay, and I can put down up to 2 altars. So we're going to go find a better place. Here's where we are. That's where it wants me to go. But that's not where we're going presently. So in the backpack we have 6 shroud spores. Oh, you know what? I'm going to see whether I can craft a bow. Need some string. Now I can craft a bow. And I can craft some arrows. And now we're going to rearrange my taskbar a little bit. Or my action bar. Okay, so that seems like a decent enough layout. 11, 11, a rusty sword, or a rusty short sword. We'll go with the rusty sword. And I'm going to go into my character menu as well, and I'm going to set my bow to be my range weapon. What that does is allows me to use Q to automatically pull my bow, even if I have another weapon on the active. Now, this wolf has not decided to go for me. Now, it's kind of recommended to get a grappling hook before this point, but we're not going to do that. Grappling hooks are super handy, but we're trying to make a short video here. Now, we're already about 15 minutes in. We need to get over to there. Normally you would use the grappling hook to swing across there. But it's actually possible if you do that just right to be able to jump that. So we gotta go walking around. Oh, he's up on top of the thing there. Okay, maybe this isn't gonna be quite as easy as I'd hoped. His stupid dog is walking around. My goodness, that didn't work out well, did it? Okay, and I respawned back here. So I guess it's a good thing I did drop an altar. Otherwise I would be way up the hill. And I guess while we're at this, more stamina wouldn't be bad. Oh, I don't have any animal fur because I dropped it in my inventory. But you don't drop your weapons. As you can see, I'm not a very good shot with the bow. Health regen again. And I wasn't paying as much attention as I probably should have to my health, so it probably wasn't maximized, because you only get, I think it's 30 seconds out of the purple berries. I don't know if he saw me. The fact that he ain't shooting at me and coming over here makes me think maybe no. Okay, dog's down. Because of course barrels explode when they're red. Health regen. Okay, health regen is still active. So I got all my stuff back. Is it a better bow? Maybe. More lore. More loot. Okay, let's find out if that bow is any better than what I'm carrying or using. So, mine's power of 10. Draw speed 1 second. Power of 7. Faster draw speed. I'm going to stick with the one I'm using. Ha! So that little house, if we look on the map, Long Keep is right near where the original base was. The house is about here. It's not actually showing up. And we're heading over to this area here, because there is a fairly decent house there that we can fix up. Got a big old camp down there. They're not particularly friendly. But we're going to make our way down there. Not all the way down there, but somewhat down there. Now you notice I haven't spent that skill point yet. And I don't intend to. Yet. But I'm trying to prove that this can be done even with a pretty low level character. Alright, so here's a house. And we could theoretically, if we wanted to, fix this place up. Need some work on the roof. Need some work on the walls. Ooh, a magic staff. And some scrap metal. And some lockpicks. And some ore. And I did actually do a video, the one that this is the replacement for, where I decided to fix this place up. But it's kind of a little shack, honestly. It's got, it's probably easier, more than you could easily build yourself, but we can do better if we're taking over an abandoned house. So we do not want to go down that way. Exploding barrels. Now we're going to go through the Shroud, because there is a nicer place over there. We got some fireflies. We can now make firefly lamps. Now, way off in the distance there, you can see a church steeple from an abandoned church. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and run through the fog without doing any fighting, any more fighting than we actually absolutely have to. Hopefully none at all, because we're a level 2 character. We're wearing no armor. We got a crappy weapon. We could not possibly be in worse shape for combat. And right now we're here on the map. So we started off here, we went down, we put our first flame altar, then we made our way this way, and then this I believe is out of the town that's infested the enemies, and we're trying to get up to this area. Alright, let's try it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes or die. Okay, luckily I didn't fall in the hole. There's where we're going. No, there's where we're going. I don't know what that tower is all about. Probably the sort of place I want to check out once I'm in a little bit better shape. Got some shroudwood down here. We'll need that later. We're just going to follow the road. And if we see any enemies, we're going to try and sprint past them. We're still doing good for time. Okay, time to go. There is nothing friendly here. Okay, we're out of stamina, but we're also out of the shroud. We got a big old ruined town here. We got a big old ruined church. And if you really screwed that up and you died, well, I mean, every time you went through it, you know a little bit more about where you're going. Harvest Homestead. This seems like a friendly place to set up. More purple berries. Look at this place. This is awesome. We're going to drop our other flame altar here. I don't know why it's so disinclined to drop this stupid thing. I'm clicking it, it's not dropping. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. That is weird. So now let's go in and take a look around. Switch to our torch. And we got a big old house. We'll go upstairs and we'll do a tour from there first. Yeah, it needs a little bit of work. It's a fixer-upper. Let's craft the lockpick. And we got moderately half-assed loot. And I think rather than trying to tour this place in the dark, we're just going to get a little bit of shut-eye. And we'll look at it in the daytime. Alright. So we got a bathroom here. Some guy died sitting in a toilet. Got some animal skins. Nice big fireplace. Another, I don't know if I call this a bedroom so much. Gonna have to fix up this hole in the wall. Big old kitchen. A little bit more lore. Talk about what's hidden beneath the mud. Alright. Wow, there's some loot. Yeah, you gotta be super careful about choosing the loot option rather than the sit option. More animal skins. And we got some mouses. Well, technically rats. A lot of space down here for expansion. Even a secret door where you can keep your stuff. More space back here. That's weird, he's just kind of hanging out there. Come get me. Bit of an alcove here. Probably put a bathroom in there. If you set up a workshop downstairs. Another door to the kitchen. We got some outbuildings. And we got a wolf here. Now, one of the things about taking over a house as opposed to scratch building one is there's a lot of furnishings in there. There's stuff on the tables, there's chairs, stuff like that. And you can make your house look a lot more lived in as opposed to trying to scratch build all this stuff. Got a little bit of a chest here. So the first thing to do would be to build a workbench. And we could theoretically put that anywhere. You get the dismantle option rather than what am I thinking of? Deconstruct. Like, you don't get your materials back when you do that. Okay, so we're going to craft a workbench. Need some string, 3 of them. We'll put that into the backpack. Oh, and apparently my tiny, tiny little build area, because I haven't actually upgraded it, and because it was so particular about where I wanted to put the flame, is not going to allow me to do the entire house. I can do probably this corner of it. I don't know about the back corner. If we go in here, we can upgrade it, and we need a shroud core. But that is a adventure for another episode. And we got some stuff nearby here. More shroud. That looks like an elixir well, and a lot of times there's a boss that will drop a shroud core in there. So there's plenty of stuff nearby. Then there's the way we came in. There's that abandoned church we came past. We got another outbuilding here. This one has a secret hatch in the floor. Oh, that's not what I intended to do. Yeah, this is an enemy, a level 3 enemy. So you could go back and manage to upgrade yourself a little bit at the bandage. At the first flame altar you put down, but ultimately this is going to be a better place to live because you're going to be hard pressed to build yourself a house that's this nice. And it's no big deal to repair the walls and repair the roof and a few sections of floor and stuff like that. You won't have the same building materials, but as you get them you can replace the little patches you put on, and it gives you plenty of room to grow into your game. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this. Oh, one other thing. I'm going to show you where we are on the map compared to where we started. So this is where we woke up in the cinder vault. This is where we put down the first flame altar. Then we came this way along this ridge here. This is where the first little house we found was. Then we came through the shroud this way up the hill, and then yeah, it's pretty simple to get to. There's some loot here. There's some loot at the abandoned church, and there's a bunch of stuff down in the shroud in this area here. And then of course this is what we were just looking at for that elixir well over on the other side. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you found it informative, and if you're just getting started on the game rather than just building some basic little shack where they first tell you to build, you might want to just drop a flame altar there, and rather than putting something up, make the trip to here, because you'll end up with a little bit nicer base ultimately. And eventually you'll work your way up to the top of the spire, which is that structure there, and you'll have a glider by that point, so you'll be able to essentially fly to surrounding areas. You'll be able to get back to your base reasonably quick. It's a little better location. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, come back and look for the next one.